My name is Carolyn, and I talk to the spirit world. Travel with me to a dimension filled with love, light, and joyful surprises. Welcome to Carolyn's Psychic Playroom. Hi everybody, I'm Carolyn Wilkins and I'm so thrilled to welcome you to my psychic playroom. So, with me today is the amazing, awesome, wonderful tarot reader and artist, Sarah Ritt.
Hello everyone.
Yes, who also happens to be my daughter. How cool is that? And so, yes, I'm going to be talking with Sarah today. She's going to be doing some readings for us. But also, I wanted her, before we jumped into readings, for her to talk a little bit about her artwork. Because her artwork is so tied into all the rest of the things she does. She's an amazingly versatile person.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Sarah, tell the people a little bit about what the work that you've brought here today.
Sure. So, what I realize is the best way to explain what I do is that I'm an energy worker, and I love color, as you can see. I'm decked out in vibrant color. I made this outfit myself. But I also really love the energy of the cards. I think of each specific card as its own little bit of energy. And it's kind of like a language with energy. And so I love to create around the cards. This is a little bit of my work. Both of these cards have... There we go. Both of these cards have really beautifully positive energy. And the deck I'm using actually here, these are copies of the Albano Weight deck. And I've just surrounded them with a little bit of love. The braiding is mine, the sewing is mine, and I just call these energy charms. So they're little bits of energy that you can use any way you like. But also, I love to create things like this that are a little bit more three-dimensional. This, I realized as I was creating it, is a lotus, which is a very powerful energy symbol. If you think of overcoming anything really unpleasant or difficult, the lotus is a flower that rises up from the mud and thrives. And so I realized as I was creating this beautiful thing exactly what kind of a flower it is. And that's really the way I create, is I realize maybe even part of the way through what the thing is becoming, and then it just kind of becomes on its own. So I'm kind of receiving information and helping that along. And so that's a little bit of what I do here, but it's in everything that I create as well, including the interactions, the readings themselves. Those are also my creations in a sense.
Oh, what beautiful. That's beautiful. Do you want to, maybe just for a quick little bit, talk about how it was that you got involved with reading tarot, and a little bit about
sure.
They're going to experience your style of reading in a moment, but just a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, my beautiful mother, who is an excellent reader, would read for me growing up, and I always used to just want her to read for me, and she would always say, learn on your own. And then a friend said, hey, you can learn on your own. Then I listened, and now we work together. So it's been a very satisfying experience for me to just be able to actually learn on my own, which is what you suggested all along, and really just see what information resonates and what doesn't, because the tarot is a naturally intuitive process for me as the reader and for you as the person asking whatever question it is. So we kind of work together to really see what divine information is coming through, and for you as well, what really resonates.
That's lovely. So that segues quite well into the next part. We are going to begin doing some readings in a moment. But I also wanted to talk about the fact that each of us will be using a different deck. So you are familiar, if you've been watching the Psychic Playroom for a while, this is my deck that I tend to use, the Akashic Records deck. But Sarah uses a different deck.
Yes, this deck is called Morgan Greer. I would say it's a little bit more rooted in the traditional tarot, but both will give you really good and really unique sets of information. So it's like two languages coming together in a really beautiful and profound way.
That's a good way to put it, because I will say each deck tends to give a different view to the thing. So that said, I think we're going to go straight to your questions. I want to make sure that we have enough time to get to everybody who wrote in. And I think I'm going to start with C. And C has asked about love life. So moving right into it, Sarah, what do you see for C regarding love life?
So I'm just shuffling here, focusing in on the question, and I'm going to pull a couple cards and see what information comes through for C. And love, I will say, is a timeless subject, and it is well worth exploring always. I know sometimes we're a little shy about asking, but it's a beautiful subject matter, and I think that it's always an important thing to look at. So, I will say, now this is...
Can you show it?
Certainly. This is a very dramatic card. Devil is never actually as sinister or evil as we think of it as being. Devil speaks to human... Darkness is even too strong a word, but what I feel like is happening here is that there's some fear and some doubt for C, and really it's about soothing those fears and doubts, and that is really what the devil represents. So for some of us it's anxiety, for some of us it's depression. So C has some things to kind of soothe and allow to heal, but that's a natural process, and we all go through that in our own way. Now also, here we have King of Rods or Wands. This is a fire element. I feel like there are some people in C's life that are not the easiest to be around. And so part of the process for C, now this may seem like a tangential thing, but it's very much related to love, is C's own empowerment, C's realization that C deserves to have loving and kind and wonderful people around C. So that is what I'm getting. It's not the easiest answer, the easiest reading, but I do feel like there's going to be some really satisfying things for C to look at and explore and experience. So for C, love it's a journey, and it's a rich and powerful journey. That's what I'm getting.
Nice. I'll just tag on to that a little bit. See, I'm not even going to open up the cards. I'm just going to kind of go with my psychic feeling, which is that recently, within the last 6 months or so, you have had a very difficult experience in the love realm. I feel that it's been very painful for you. It's caused you to kind of retract a little bit and even almost give up a little, like, oh, I'm never going to find the right person in this kind of thing. And I do feel that this situation was a case in which your good nature and kind nature was taken advantage of to a certain degree. So it's made you a little wary, and this may pertain to the card of kind of conflict that Sarah alluded to earlier. But I do feel also that this is part of something that you're going to work your way through. And as you work your way through it and you release the pain and the fear and realize this was in the past and you're stepping on and moving up, as you do that, you're going to create space for something really new and beautiful to come into your life.
Yeah.
So it's a time of releasing what no longer serves, including the sadness and any bitterness or anger that you may have around this particular person, and instead to move forward and to claim a new level of empowerment and self-love, which will, of course, lead to your being able to meet new people and more desirable partners and etc.
I am getting just a further, on a very quick note. I pulled a card, this is a card of waiting, but it's in reverse. And in this case, the way it reads to me is, you're not going to have to wait nearly as long as you feel you might. And I know that the first part of this reading might feel a little bit bleak, but you are powerful in who you are. And so your process will be faster acting than you may realize. I feel like that is also very much a part of this. The waiting will not be a long-lasting thing for you.
Nice. Good. All right. Well, we hope we've been helpful, C, and we're now going to move on to the next question, which comes from LD. It's a two-part question. One part is about finances. Will my financial situation improve, particularly as a result of the spiritual work that LD is doing? And also, will I, once again, the theme of the week, will I meet a potential compatible partner soon? So maybe if you want to speak to one part of the question, then I'll do the other part.
All right.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and look at financial improvement. And my first message, before even pulling these, it's kind of an undoubtedly yes. And then I listened to the part about spiritual development, which is kind of like a double yes. So if you can trust that process, it may not be as straightforward a process as you're anticipating. If you can find a way not to, and we have the same really intense looking card, which to me says, this is about shifting in the realm of expectations. If you can trust that it will come without having to force, you will be in your true power, and then it'll flow forward. I feel like that's what the devil is speaking to here. Here it's about the need to control exactly how, exactly when, and there is kind of a need to step back and try as much as you can to just make peace with where you are. And then things will flow forward in really unexpected and exciting ways.
Oh, that's brilliant. You know, I was going to say that. Sometimes we work so hard and we push so hard forward on something and we keep working at it and keep working at it and keep working at it. But sometimes it's enough to just enjoy the moment to moment of where we are right in that moment, secure in the knowledge that more is coming and that the work that you have been doing will in fact manifest when the time is right. I'm now shuffling just a little bit really quickly to look into your other question about a potential partner. Ha ha ha! This right here is the Archangel Gabriel. And as you may know, he's the guy that blows the trumpet. And what does he do? He makes announcements. So it says to me that something really good is on the way, that a big announcement is coming. Who knows? Maybe it's a guy named Gabriel. I don't know. But I do know there is something really on the way. and it will not be long. And the more that you can stay in the present moment of enjoying those day-to-day
Yes.
blessings in your life without feeling the need to look around and go, oh, it's been 6 months already. When is this going to happen? When
Yep.
is that going to happen? You can't go
Yep.
there. You have to be just very peaceful and trusting
Yeah.
that, in fact, what you're doing has already set you on the proper path. Any last comments there, Miss Ritt?
Well, I just want to say it's so interesting the way we can ask about 10 different things sometimes, and they're all so interconnected. And so the answers that both came to us harmonize so beautifully that it feels like overall it's really about making peace with where you are and allowing everything else in, because it will come in. But it's really a question of having faith and trusting.
Absolutely. So I hope that's helpful. We're going to move on to our next question, which comes from MD, and that is, do I look for a home or look for a job? Which one should I do first, home or job? And I'm going to let Sarah speak on that.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 cards and just kind of see what vibe I'm getting. Yeah. So, sorry to be pulling all of the bleak looking cards today. This card, 5 of Pentacles. Pentacles first, I should say, is all about what you're asking about: resources, job, health, all of the earthly matters that take up our lives. This is a card about feeling the lack of those things. And whereas here we have 2 of Pentacles, which is about balancing all of those things, here it's in reversal. And so the way this feels to me is that first and foremost, it's about finding a way to feel balanced from within. Very similar to the last answer given by both of us. Really what it comes back to is having faith, going easy on yourself, and allowing yourself to kind of come into balance wherever you are. And again, that whole message of making peace with where you are, nourishing yourself, because it's the earthly realm, again, Pentacles, making sure you have a good meal, making sure you're wearing the clothes that you love, making sure that your surroundings, wherever they are, give you some kind of nourishment. And so I feel like this is really about being good to yourself first and foremost, and allowing yourself to feel more in tune. And then everything else will follow. And actually, you will answer your own question, because you'll get an instinct on which to do first. Or one of those will come to you because you'll attract it.
That's brilliant. I was going to say something similar, which is home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
It's a cliche, but it speaks to this whole need to be centered and comfortable with where you are. And yes, I do feel there's a theme, because I know that sometimes we're looking longingly towards either something in the future, or we don't always appreciate the present moment that we're in.
So true.
Because we're looking for something else. Yeah. I'm going to just very quickly pull a card to see if my cards have anything further to say. And this is interesting. This is right on time. This one says reflection. Okay? So, reflection. Your outer world, as you know and as we all know, but it's easier said than done sometimes, your outer world is always a reflection of your inner world. And so if you
Very
can
true.
feel comfortable and happy and relatively at peace, the steps are going to fall in line as they are meant to be. And it won't be a mental decision of, oh, which one, let me make a list and tick off points and that. It'll be something will just happen and fall into your lap. and either it'll be a home in a new place that requires or comes with a new job, or all of that.
I get that vibe that they could even come at the same time.
I think so. And they are
Yeah.
contingent upon each other,
Yeah.
is my feeling. They're related. Okay, so I hope this is helpful, MD. I'm going to go on. We have one more question to answer. This comes from MJC. And this is so interesting. I have to say, we're like on a roll. So this one is, I would like to change jobs and be closer to home. Will this happen soon? Okay, and is there anyone who can help me to accomplish this? Anyone in my life now?
So, being a reader, I'm learning more and more to listen to the words that come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're always potent. And the first thing I get is a resounding yes.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, you are your own best person. And so this is, again, with the theme of self-reliance. I feel like this is about feeling more powerful and more capable within yourself. And then you'll attract people who will help naturally, but that comes from within you first and foremost.
Absolutely. I would say that. And I will also say that once again, what we put out in terms of how we're thinking about something, sometimes if you're really impatient or really frustrated, it's going to cause you to put out vibes that in fact are going to make it more difficult for people to help you. So Sarah has some cards for you there. She can't wait to share them.
So another thing I want to mention is sometimes the same cards will keep coming up. Now, this is one of the first cards I pulled for a different reading for C. But because they are a language of energies, they have kind of a different meaning per context. So this is also a card about self-empowerment and really feeling your power. This is the fire element, which deals with personal power, newness, life force, adventure, all of that good stuff. Now, I pulled another card to kind of give this a further context. What I got is the Tower. Now, the Tower is another big, bad, scary looking card, but it's also very potent and good, and it is about breakthrough. And so the way this reads to me is that this is first and foremost about you really owning your personal power and allowing for there to be a breakthrough. Because you don't have to force anything to happen. You just have to allow it to come. And then it's just kind of like raining down on you all of these wonderful things. So, yeah, that is my message to you.
Nice, nice. I'm going to also quickly pull a card. You asked whether there were people in your life now who might be able to help you with this goal that you have of moving closer to home. So I'm just going to randomly pull a card here. This one feels right. And this, I don't know if you can see it here. This is the 7 of Keys. Keys in my deck are kind of very practical, grounded things. This card is called the Ascent. And you see here a man who is standing on top of a mountain. He has accomplished the ascent. So what I feel, to take that into a more psychic place, I feel that there is a man in your life who is accomplished, a man who has actually accomplished some of the things that you're hoping to accomplish. Someone, I would feel, a professional man, a man with some experience and some heft in the world, who has accomplished some things and who has an interest. This is someone you already know, because you yourself said you wanted to know who was in your current path. Is someone you already know who has accomplished some things and who will be interested in helping you accomplish this move. And I do feel that in this case, the job is going to come in such a way that it precipitates the move closer to home rather than you move closer to home and then you get a job. I think it's job related. This man might be either your boss, a colleague, someone at another company or something like that, but someone who already knows you and values your gifts and is going to be willing to help you. So be on the lookout for that. Be positive above all, and above all, I think Sarah and I would both agree, enjoy your current circumstances, because only from a place of truly savoring your current life do new things come. And that goes for everyone that we read for. So, on that note, we are about to leave you. On behalf of my gorgeous daughter, Sarah, and her artwork there, her beautiful, fluffy lotus thing. If you're interested in knowing more about Sarah and her artwork, all you have to do is write to the Psychic Playroom, psychicplayroom@gmail.com, and I will tell you all. In the meantime, say goodbye, Sarah.
Bye. It's been lovely interacting with all of you. Thank you.
All right.
Thoughts are things with the energy to make life better for you and for me. Touch the light. Oh, touch the light.